Hello, this is Brian Galbraith, and I'm just doing a quick tutorial on how to set up a Google Hangout video conference. First thing you need to do is set up a Google account if you don't already have one, and you just need to. I just Googled how to set up a Google account, and lo and behold, Google has this all set out very easily for us. So it takes us to accounts.google.com, sign up. And as you can see, this is the page that will explain how to set up your Google account. Once that's set up, then you need to go to Google Plus and log in. So this is what my Google Plus page looks like. And you can see I've got a lot of content because I've been on Google Plus for a while. You can see on the top right-hand corner how it looks. My name shows up, my picture shows up. I know that I'm in Google Hangout. Okay, sorry, Google Plus. Then you'll see on the top right-hand corner Hangouts. So that's where we start the Hangout. Now, of course, this isn't going to work unless you have a webcam. So you have to have a webcam connected to your computer. If you have a laptop, usually they're built in to the laptop. But in any case, however you do it, you need a webcam. So when you're ready to do a Hangout, you click on this icon up here, and several names of your contacts would show up. So the people that you're contacting also need to be in Google Hangout so that you can find them and you can contact them. So let's see. I want to talk to Graydon. And so what we'll do is just click on the box beside Graydon's name. And now Christy's another person, so we just type in her name. There it is. She's not online. And the reason I know she's not online is because there will be a little green line under her face, but there's none. So we'll just do it right now with Graydon. So if I wanted to text with him, I would just press this icon over here. But if I want to video chat with him, I press this icon. So I'm going to do that right now and see what comes up. So here it is. So you can see, oh, Graydon's showing up. That's a good sign. There he is. Hi, Graydon.
How are you? I can see my background is not quite where it needs to be.
That's all right, no problem. So we're just doing a little demonstration on how Google Hangout works. One of the things I wanted to show was on the top left-hand screen. I just have to move the camera here. At the top left-hand, there's some icons. There's one that allows for chats. So if you press that, then maybe you could just send me a little chat message there, Graydon.
Absolutely.
So he can then send a little chat message. Oh, see, look at that. He just sent a little message on the side there, and I can reply at the bottom and say, I'm fine. So that's a nice little feature if you want some side conversation. Another nice feature is what I like is screen share. So if you click on screen share, then you can choose what screen you want to share. So I'll choose that one. And then you have to go to the bottom here. Let me just show you that. You see that? The button down here says Start Screen Share. So when I press that, then Graydon should be able to see my screen. Does that show up, Graydon?
I can see your screen, and I'll add one comment on this. I've done quite a few of these. One thing it doesn't do very well, Google Hangouts doesn't do very well, is switching among a bunch of different screens. So if you want to maybe show a browser and then a PowerPoint presentation, you may be better off sharing your entire desktop. That way you can just pick what you want to see, as opposed to, when it pops up and says, what do you want to share? And you say, well, just share PowerPoint. It's difficult to switch back and forth between things. So just keep that in mind if you're using it.
So is that a different button that you would press to share your entire screen, or how does that work?
When you do the share screen, it should come up and say, what screen do you want to share? And most of the time it asks me that, and so it'll either say the whole, share the entire desktop or one of the particular windows.
Oh, okay, great. So that's over here. So we could let's see, press that again, and I'll have
They're
to.
updating these all the time, so maybe they have changed that, and maybe it just shows you the screen now. So
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, here, full screen. Start screen share. I'm not sure. In any case, that's a nice feature to have. The other thing that it does is you can go to Google Drive and create a document in Google Drive. So I could create some shared notes. Um, and it's just some notes that I'm going to type on here, and then I can share that with you. Can you see that on your screen, or is that not set up on your screen?
I can. Well, one nice thing is when I didn't have Google Drive installed on mine, and so it prompted me that you had just installed it and asked me if I wanted to. So yes, I can see it now.
Oh, okay, so you can see that. Can you type on there?
Let me open one and see.
I've got. Let's see if I need to
I don't see any shared right now with me, so you may have to create a new document that we are sharing.
create. Okay, create. How do I do that? Hangout notes. There's the document I started. So now I have to go up here and Graydon Tressler, invite. Okay, so I've went up to this button up here that says invite people, and I added your name, and so you should have a message that you're invited to share this document.
It is asking me. Let's see. Add Hangout Notes. Open. There it is. There was there is a when you just open that document, there's a little icon. It's an arrow, and I had to click on that, and it slides out and gives me the option. And it shows me the document name. So I saw one there, Hangout Notes, and I can type.
So so Graydon's typing on his screen on his computer in Texas, and I'm able to fix his typos.
Yes, and I
Uh,
can actually, and while you're doing that, I can see where your cursor is, and it has your name above it, so I know that's you fixing it.
That's right. So that's a really nice doc thing we do. We use that often to create documents. The problem with it is it's what's called a Google document, so it's not formatted really well, and so we don't really like it that way. But it's a what I will do is if it's a document that we have to produce and send out to people, what I'll do is I'll copy and paste it into Word and format it so it looks pretty. But it's really great to be able to create a document with colleagues simultaneously on Google Drive, and then it's actually saved there for anyone to accept. I mean, anyone to pull up and edit and so on. So you can also go to Google Drive and upload documents like Word documents or PowerPoints or Excel documents. But the important thing is when you do that, you need to make sure that you choose to keep it as a in the original format if you want to keep it in the original format. So let's say I've got a document in Excel and I want to upload it, or a document in Word and upload it. It would could become a Google document, which means the formatting will be all messed up. Or I can keep it in its original format. If it's in the original format, then it cannot be edited by other people simultaneously. Well, you can only upload it and download it onto your computer, so you cannot edit it simultaneously. But everyone could have access to it, whoever you invite to share it. And so if I added a Word document, Graydon would have access to it. He could pull it up at any time. He could edit it, and then he could put it away, and then I could see his edits down the road. So we use that quite a bit. Are there any other features that you'd like to talk about, Graydon?
Well, I don't know if it's features, but a couple of things, just kind of tips on using this. The left-hand side, some of the icons that Brian's talking about, like the Google Drive and all that, that's a toggle on, toggle off thing. So, for instance, right now I'm looking at Google Drive, and you may be thinking, okay, I'm through with this. how do I make this go away? There's no X. You can't click it. You just need to click on the icon for Google Drive again, and it'll make it go away. Same thing for the chat. You just turn it off and on by clicking on that same icon. So that's one thing to.
Right. And then at the top of the screen are these icons. So that's the one with the little person's head. That's to invite other people to join. Another one is to mute the microphone, which is really good because if you have a group of 8 or 10 or 20 people, you want everyone to mute their microphone so that whoever's speaking is can be heard and is you're not switching between screens. And you can actually turn the camera off and so on. And then the little red telephone is to hang up. So we won't play with that one right now. One thing that you know, we don't. It's just Graydon and I on the phone today. But if you have a multitude of people, they'll all show up on the bottom screen. And what Google Hangout does is it will switch between speakers. So whoever's speaking shows up a very large as a large in the large screen, and whoever is not speaking is just down below. Like here you see me down below, and I could make myself in the large screen by just clicking. If I click, now you see me, and it won't toggle back and forth. So you try speaking now, Graydon.
Yes, well, you can hear me. And one thing I was going to say was, if that's the default behavior. So if you want to override that and you say, well, I want to look at myself or I want to look at somebody else, you can click on their image below and it'll highlight it with a blue outline and it'll just show you
right.
That.
So if I click on me, now I'm just showing me, and it won't switch back and forth. But if I unclick me, then it'll switch to whoever's back to Graydon, and if there's 10 people, whoever's talking would get the screen.
In general, it's probably easiest to leave it alone. That way, you should be looking at whoever's talking.
Yeah, but I had a meeting with multiple people, and one of the problems was somebody was rustling with paper, and so it would go to her, and then somebody else had some kids in the background, and so then it would go to her, and you were switching around quite a bit. So it was nice when we realized, hey, we could click on one person and watch what they're doing. Especially when they were sharing their screen at the time. We wanted to see that screen share. We didn't want to see the lady with her kids dealing with their kids and so on.
And I don't know whether you got into any of this. I've actually got an infographic that I'll send you. You can send out. It's how not to look ugly on a webcam, and that's kind of tongue in cheek, but really it's just some general tips on doing this kind of stuff because you may want to make sure that you don't have junk strewn around behind you. You don't want to be facing into, like I've got there's a backdrop here. Behind that is a bright window.
Right.
So if I'm looking into that, then my face is all dark. I've actually got two. So you can see my hands. I've got two lights behind my computer that are facing me. So generally, if you can get light on yourself, it's going to look better, and the camera doesn't have to work as hard, so you'll get a better quality picture.
Well, you look like a movie star, man. We're just
yes.
It's working for you. It's working.
I have my little studio set up. In fact, I've got a bunch of lighting equipment behind this backdrop here, so I've got all the stuff. But honestly, this can look really good with minimal equipment.
Yeah.
You just need some lights, and as I said, if you don't have a decent quality webcam, you can get them for really cheap.
Yeah.
In fact, the Logitech C920 and 930 are really, really good cameras. So.
Yeah, excellent, great. Okay, well, I think that finishes our little tutorial about Google Hangout. And if you have any questions for Graydon or I, we'd be pleased to help you out as best we know it. But probably we'll just Google the answer anyway. So.
Yeah, and I will say, don't feel bad if you struggle with some of this. I mean, it is not as intuitive as it probably should be, but it's really cool once you get to using it. So.
Yeah, and once you get using it, and it's easy once you get using it and comfortable with it. But I've had regular weekly meetings using it and using the Google Drive and creating documents with people spread out across Canada, and it's worked really well. But yeah, there's a bit of learning involved initially, that's for sure.
But it's as to your point, it is absolutely worth it getting over that because it does some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks a lot, Graydon.
Hey, no problem.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.